Hello dear students, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Hasmukh Goswami College of Engineering. Myself Professor Tanmay Kumar Pandit, and today in this video lecture we are going to study about the 4-point probe method, which is very much useful to find out or to determine the resistivity of particular electronic material. As we all know that in the classification of electronic materials, we have divided various types of the materials like conductors, semiconductors, or we can say the superconductors in the basis of their conductivity or their resistivity values. The conductivity and resistivity are inversely proportional to each other. That means for a particular electronic material, when you are considering the higher amount of resistivity, so on the other hand, you will have the lowest or the lower amount of conductivity. So on basis of that, this resistivity is very much important phenomenon, or we can say the important parameter to classify the types of electronic materials. And the 4-point probe method is a widely used technique, and on the other hand we also have 2-probe method, but it has some disadvantages. So the disadvantages has been overcome in this particular method. So let's start with this 4-point probe method. Electrical resistivity, as I discussed earlier, is one of the most sensitive indicators of changes in the nature of the chemical binding. The structural arrangements of various electronic materials is not similar, and hence every change in the nature of their chemical binding will differ with the types of electronic materials. So in general, electrical resistivity is inversely proportional to the carrier density. Carrier density is nothing but the total number of charge carriers allocated per unit volume, and the carrier mobility. Carrier mobility means how free the charge carriers are inside your the electronic material structural arrangement. So a change in the nature of the chemical binding primarily alters the carrier density, and the structural changes alter the carrier mobility. So these two parameters of the nature of chemical binding as well as the structural changes will directly affect the resistivity amount. Also, various models and methods have been suggested to measure the electrical resistance or the resistivity of particular electronic material like insulators, semiconductors and conductors. Factors which are affecting the suitability of various methods and the precision which is attainable include contact resistance and shape of the sample, that is whether is it in the form of single crystal or thin film or powder pellet, or we can consider even a small crystalline sample. So the different methods and models are dedicated to the particular design of electronic material. The method of 2 probes, where the ohmmeter or voltmeter were utilized for voltage as well as current measurements, which has been already utilized for higher resistive sample. Higher resistive sample means if we consider the electronic material, the insulators are having the high amount of resistivity. So in order to detect or to determine the electrical resistivity, we have to consider the method of 2 probes. But on the other hand, we may have the lowest or the lower amount of electrical resistivity. So at that point, we have to consider a different technique, which is the 4-probe method, which is also known as potential probe measurements, which has been dedicated to determine the low resistivity values as well as the size of single crystals as well. So first of all, we will discuss the 2-probe method, what are the disadvantages of this particular method, and then after we will switch over to the 4-probe method. Here in this pictorial representation, the simplest method, that is the 2-probe resistivity measurement method, has been displayed. In this particular method, the voltage drop, that is the capital V across the sample, and current flowing through the sample are measured. So by using the simple resistivity equation, rho is equal to VA divided by IL. So the symbolic representations are: capital V suggests the voltage drop, or we can say the potential difference. Capital A is the cross-sectional area of the specimen. Capital I is the flow of electric current at the two ends of the sample, and capital L is the length of specimen, which has been also represented in the pictorial representation. The major drawback of this method is one can only determine the resistivity of the samples with large resistance. So this method will not be applicable to determine the low resistivity values. That means the conductors, semiconductors as well as the superconductor electronic material will not be detected in this particular type of resistivity measurement technique. So in overcome to this method, now we have the 4-probe resistivity method. In the experimental arrangement, quite similar, but the small difference has been observed in the specimen arrangements. The 4-probe method, which is formerly known as the potential probe method, is the most widely used method for resistivity measurements of the low resistive samples. Potential drop is measured across two probes. Now remember, here the probe is nothing but the apparatus for contact between the transmitter and receiver signals of the investigating sample, and the distance between these probes is capital D, also mentioned in the figure, replaces the sample length capital L. So here now instead of the cross-sectional area as well as the length of the specimen, now we will determine the difference between the two probes. Although there are 4 probes, but if they are equidistant, then we can utilize the resistivity equation using the 4-probe method, which is now applicable to determine even the low resistivity of conductors, semiconductors as well as you can go for superconductors. So the equation is rho is equal to VD into A divided by D into I. In the earlier equation, if you remember, for 2-probe method, in that case we have the length of the specimen was the part of that equation, but here the length of the specimen has been replaced with the distance between the probes, that is capital D. Here if we look at the symbolic representations, then VD is the voltage drop between the two probes, capital A is again the cross-sectional area of the specimen, capital D is the distance between the probes, and capital I is the current flowing through the sample. Now here this equation will only applicable when the distance between these 4 probes are maintained in the equal manner. But if in particular case, or if we consider that the distance between these probes are not equal, at that time the equation has slight modification, so that we are going to determine now onwards. Here the surface area of the specimen is again similar, but if we look at the arrangements of these 4 probes are now not equidistant. The distance between first 2 probes are S1. The distance between the second and third probe is S2, and the distance between the third and fourth probe is now S3. So all these 4 probes are now not equidistant, and hence we have to modify our equation to determine the resistivity of the investigating sample. But we have to remember the different parameters like voltage and current will be similar as that of the earlier determined equation. 4-probe method can be used to determine the resistance of the single crystal as well as the bulk specimen also. So this is again one more advantage in view of the 2-probe method, where you have to use the large amount of sample as well as the higher resistive sample. But here we can use the single crystal as well as the group of the samples like bulk specimen also. The 4-point probe method has proven to be a convenient tool for resistivity measurement of the small size. Small size means in the order of millimeter. So, micro and millimeter level of specimen size, we can also determine the resistivity using this particular technique. So, here the current producing through the source and the current which we are getting as the output will be from the fourth probe, and here the use of 4 probes are in such a way that the middle 2 probes are dedicated for the voltage measurement and the first and the fourth probe are dedicated for the current measurements. So now capital I is the current flowing through the sample, Vd is the produced voltage across 2 inner points, and capital S is the distance between the adjacent points. But here the distance are not similar, and hence if the distance between the contact points, or we can say the probes, are not equal, which is now given in terms of S1, S2 and S3 respectively, then the resistivity equation has now the major modifications, and now in order to determine the resistivity we will use this particular equation. Rho is equal to V upon I into 2 pi divided by 1 upon S1 plus 1 upon S3. So these are the first voltage and first current probe which has been inversely summated, and we will minus out or we will subtract the first 2 probes as well as the middle probes that are dedicated for voltage and current respectively. So minus 1 upon S1 plus S2 minus 1 upon S2 plus S3. So this is the equation, and remember in your GTU examination one example can be asked for 3 to 4 marks where this type of differences or the distance between these probes will be given to you, as well as the voltage and current values will be also provided to you. You just have to place all these value in this equation, and then you have to determine the value of resistivity. Don't forget to write down the unit of resistivity, which is mho, where V is the floating potential difference between the inner probes and capital I is the current through the outer pair of probes. So 2 inner probes and 2 outer probes. 2 inner probes are purely dedicated for the voltage section. The outer probes are purely dedicated to the current source. So what was the dedication of 2 probes in the earlier discussed method, that is the ohm meter voltmeter method, that is the 2 probe method? So in that case, one probe was purely dedicated to voltage measurements and the another one was for the current measurement, and using the simple Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IR, one can determine the value of resistance, and then after by taking the inverse of that one can also determine the resistivity of the sample. So this was all about the 2 probe method, but the disadvantage was that we can only determine the higher resistivity value, whereas in the case of 4 probe method with the similar experimental arrangement we just have to modify some additional 2 probes instead of the earlier method, so we can determine even the low resistivity, or in the other terms we can consider the higher amount of conductivity. So these 2 probe and 4 probe methods are equally dedicated to the determination of resistivity of higher and lower values respectively for various types of electronic materials. So with this the topic ends, and if you have enjoyed this video lecture, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our official YouTube channel Hasmukh Goswami College of Engineering. Thank you so much.